Hello everybody and welcome to a new merchandise video, and I haven't said that in a while. I do apologise for the lack in videos recently, guys, but luckily I'm here with a merchandise update for you guys. So I don't just have Doc 2 items, I do have a variety of different assortment of stuff, but I think we'll start off with the Doc 2 stuff because that's what everybody's here for, I think. But we'll go off and start with the books. First of all, it's kind of a book, not really. It's just a little pickup that my mum got me. It was a magazine. It looks like it's the second part of the story, but it looks interesting. It's Tales from the TARDIS comic. Yeah, so this comic has a story with the 11th Doctor, and then it has one with let's have a look, the 12th Doctor, and then one with. No, just the 12th Doctor. Just the 11th and 12th Doctor, even though it's got the 13th Doctor on the cover. But yeah, so it's a cool pickup at least. I do thank my mum for getting it. I think I'm going to need to try and find part one if I'm going to read this properly. But either way, that's this item out of the way. Let's move on to the next book. Now this one I happened to get ages ago. I don't think I showed it in a merchandise video, so I'm here to show it now. It is Doctor Who Graphica. So yeah, Who Graphica is an interesting book. I only got it because it was on sale in W.H. Smith, really. But let's have a look through, shall we? Yeah, it just looks like a bunch of puzzles and a lot of... Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I'm excited to give it a try. I just haven't really found the time to recently. But it's got some Doc 2 puzzles in there, which is what really drew me to getting it, apart from the sale. But yeah, it's a cool pickup. I'm excited to look into what it's about. But anyway, yeah. Okay, the next item that I picked up is a classic DVD. I haven't picked up a classic DVD in a while. It is the Keys of Marinus. The reason why I got this episode finally, well, is because everybody's been nagging me to, saying that it's like Key to Time and all that, and it's like, okay, why not? I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's a new classic story. I can't really complain, because it does look interesting, to be fair, and more recently, it's got a lot more appreciation from the fan base. Like, more than ever, really. It's kind of overlooked, usually. From what I can remember, at least. I've always seen this one as overlooked, but now more and more people are starting to appreciate it as like a pre-Key to Time sort of story thing, like a miniature one. But no, it looks really, really good. So I'm definitely excited to give that a watch at some point. Okay, the next item is, in fact, a New Who DVD. Yeah. This one. Yeah, I know I'm not a big fan of the episode, but I still had to get it on DVD just to complete my 12th Doctor's era in my collection, at least. This is not coming up. There you go. Right, so as you can see on the label, it was reduced, and that's the only reason why I kind of got it, to be honest. And the fact that I hadn't bothered to get it before now. So I got it in HMV before my local one shut down. It's funny that loads of HMVs are shutting down now. It really sucks. But at the end of the day, you know, what can you do? But yeah, that's Dr. Mysterio. I'm not going to watch it anytime soon, but it's good to have, at least. So there you go. That was this little piece of stuff. Yeah. Okay, the next Doctor Who DVD I got was another New Who one, and it's now, as I probably just spoilt it by saying that I completed my Capaldi era, I got this, finally. I got Twice Upon a Time, the David Bradley thingy. I don't know what to call it. It's an abomination, that's what it's called. Yeah, this one was reduced even more than Dr. Mysterio, which is baffling to me, because as bad as this episode is, it's nowhere near as bad as Dr. Mysterio. Because at least this one has a variety of actors, and a variety of good actors, might I add. Like Mark Gatiss and David Bradley and all that. But anyway, I'm not going to slate old Doctor Who episodes. I'm glad to have it, because now I've completed my Capaldi era, and I can move on with my life. No, but seriously though. I'm glad to have it. And the cover looks really good, actually. I think as an episode, I might need to look back on it as like a retro review. What's this? Oh, it's Mr. Men. Yeah, I collected 4 of those back in the day. Oh, it was those 4, actually, I think. Yeah, there you go. That was, Twice Upon a Time. It, won't go back in its sleeve. There you go. So, there you go. That was, Twice Upon a Time. Let's move on to some of the other items that I have. So, those of you who've been watching the channel recently might get the impression of the fact that I'm into metal music, and as such, I've bought 2 more albums. One of which is Down with the Sickness by Disturbed, and then the all-famous, all-powerful Painkiller by Judas Priest. I think both of these albums are the band's most famous album each, as it were. So, like, this is Disturbed's proudest, you know, moment, I don't know. And then Meanwhile Painkiller is just, you know, Meanwhile Painkiller is just Painkiller. It's self-explanatory, really. Anybody who knows anything about metal knows that Painkiller is one of the best metal songs ever, like, musically. Like, it's not my favourite metal song. It's not my favourite song in general at all, like, but I can appreciate that it's difficult to open, difficult to perform live or record with the notes that Rob Halford sings and the drumming, and it all just adds up as like a brilliant song. And as an album as well, like some of the songs in this album. Let's have a look. So Painkiller, brilliant. Hell Patrol, brilliant. All Guns Blazing, self-explanatory. Metal Meltdown, Nightcrawler. They're all great songs in there. And I'm really, really glad to have this, actually. It was cheap as well. I got both of these albums 2 for tenner, so it's a good deal, honestly. I'm really happy to get those. So moving on to the last items, those of you who've been keeping up with the channel long enough will know that I'm into films. I'm a film student and I study films and, you know, I watch films. It's a hobby of mine. So what I did is I picked up some films from HMV before my HMV shut down. I cry every time. But yeah, these are both horror films, funnily enough, and they're both films that are treasured and are like acclaimed to be like brilliant like films in general, not just good horror films, but good films in general. So John Carpenter's The Thing. Obviously John Carpenter did amazingly, you know, loads of horror films. He's notorious for greatness in all his films. And then It Follows, because yeah, pretty much self-explanatory. Everybody who's watched It Follows says that it's really experimental and it's really and it's an interesting concept as well. If I won't spoil the idea, because I think it's better that you watch the film blind. You don't know the concept, because I figure someone told me the concept of the horror film and it made me want to watch it, sure, but it's like, yeah, I knew what was, you know, gonna happen, because there's this point in the film. I won't spoil it, but anyway, let's just open them up. Okay, right. So yeah, I picked these up because they were 2 films for a tenner, and I couldn't resist, because these were 2 films that I hadn't actually seen and hadn't actually owned on DVD before now. Why is this so difficult? There you go. Right. So obviously, those of you who know John Carpenter know that he's done like so many great films, like Halloween, for example. Halloween's such a great film. Maybe not the films that precede the original Halloween, but at least the original is amazing. And I've been told that this one is just a masterpiece, with the concept of the monster and all that. I'm talking about this like it's a bloody Doctor Who episode. Oh, the concept of the monster. No. But I'm being serious though. So these 2 films I'm excited to have. I do recommend, because I've watched this one, haven't watched that one, but I do highly recommend that you guys watch these films if you're into horror films or if you're a film student, because they are films that you probably should study, maybe in your own time if you don't do it for an assignment or whatever. Because I think it's well worth it. I think that both of these films are great. I can't speak for The Thing. I can't speak for John Carpenter's The Thing, but I can say that It Follows is really cool, and I'm sure you'll find some enjoyment out of this, because I mean it's the guy who made Halloween, so you can't go wrong with that. So with that said, let's wrap up this video and round up all the items that I've collected. And there you go. You guys have no idea how difficult it is to set up some of these, you know, closing moments of the merchandise videos, because the amount of times that stuff falls over. Oh my god. Anyway, sorry. So I'll round up this video here. I hope you enjoyed. These are all the items right in front of you I've collected. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.